heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review, the first review of 2025. We're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Kaiju number 8, Soshiro Hoshina, or my favorite character. Now, you guys already know how this works. Let's go ahead and dive right into that sexy packaging so we can bust this figure open and see what it's all about. So the box does remain consistent with everything we've been getting so far. It kind of has this dryish look to it with a theme color. This time around, it is going to be purple, which I think is fitting of the character, especially since that's kind of his aura color. You got the window where you can see the figure as well as some of the accessories. You've got him on the package right here, eyeing to the side, definitely ready to go on attack. Love how he comes with the mask. I don't know why they didn't include it with Shinomiya. That was very weird. I didn't realize that until after I reviewed it. But yeah, anyway, we've got another image of him right here, getting ready to attack. Tamashii Nation's BANDAI Kaiju number 8 at the bottom. Another image of him kind of looking to the side right here. Nothing much on the top. Full body image right here on the side. Then, of course, on the back, you've got some poses you can get the figure into, as well as a bunch of stuff I can't read because I imported this figure. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and bust this guy right out of the packaging, because despite me knowing this is probably going to be a little bit of a mid figure, I'm still really excited for it. Now, when it comes to the Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Kaiju number 8 line, one thing I can say is that they are very consistently consistent. What I mean by that is, if you've gotten at least 2 of the Kaiju killers, or scouts as I like to call them, in this case, the Vice Admiral, you pretty much know exactly what to expect from these releases, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing. Now, if you're someone who really enjoys these figures, then you're, for the most part, going to be satisfied with any one of these you get your hands on. But if you're someone who, like myself, you wish that they would improve upon some things, each release is going to make you a bit more disappointed than the last, because the same problems are going to continue to exist. Again, this is stuff I want to talk about a little bit later. One thing I do want to highlight is that Tamashii Nations does do a very good job of scaling these figures. And I'm not going to get into height, but I do want to put him next to Reno so you guys can see, if I can get him to stand. Even though these are the same exact body mold, he does stand a bit taller than Hoshina, as he should. So that's one thing I do like, that despite the fact that these figures are essentially the same exact figure, they're at least getting the heights right on these, because that's one at least minor thing that they can do to make these feel like they belong together. Now, again, I'm going to get into the problems a bit later. I'm going to try to cut out my biases because, yes, this is my favorite character, but I do believe I've gotten to the point to where I can fully point out all of the issues that these figures have and review them effectively. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a closer look at him so we can examine some of the details. I'm not going to spend too much time on him because I've discussed this figure at this point 4 times. Detail-wise, the standout, of course, is going to be the head sculpt. As you can see, he does have the Rock Lee haircut with his signature eyes closed and smile. And don't get it twisted. He's smiling, but he will kill you because he's about that life. And I really love how well they captured that. And when it comes to the rest of this figure, I have eyed this thing up and down, standing it side by side with Reno and, I cannot pronounce these names today, Reno. And you can see that these are the same exact figure, yo. Like, there's really nothing different, and I can't fault Tamashii Nations for that, because I mean, if you have the perfect mold, then why would you change it? But again, there are some things that I wish they would at least tweak to make a little bit better. Therefore, we can enjoy these figures a little bit more than some of us already do. But anyway, putting him back, let's go ahead and put him back so we can see how tall Hoshina stands. When it comes to the height on this guy, to the top of his head, as you guys can see, he's a little bit taller than 5.5 inches, not quite 6. So yeah, a little bit shorter than the others, as he should be. Of course, we will be doing some size comparisons a little bit later to see how he stacks up next to the rest of the SH Figuarts Kaiju number 8 line. Articulation wise, he doesn't really look up much because of his hair. I do wish he could have looked up a little bit better than that. He doesn't really look down much either. I thought they looked down better than that. Really good tilt and turn, and you can maneuver the head around just fine. But yeah, very, very limited. And it's even on a double ball peg. I think it's just because of the sculpt work. So yeah, there's really not much you can do about that, man. That does kind of suck, because he definitely needs to be looking up at kaiju number 8, or any kaiju for that matter, when he's battling them. Anyway, arms do go up and out about that much. The arms are definitely, in my opinion, the best part of these figures, because you don't have very much limitation at all. As you can see, you can bring them in, but now we just ran into an issue I've never seen before, where one pops off. So let's see. So looks like you just kind of peg this in there and it pops back on. So yeah, that's cool. That's not much of a problem, but since it happened on camera, I'm going to show it. Now this one doesn't seem to be having any issues. This one I'm having a little bit of trouble maneuvering around. It just feels like it's going to pop off again. There we go. It does kind of like fling outward, if you guys see. I haven't seen that before. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, I guess I just had to swivel it around well enough. But still, the arms do come in as they should, because he wields a sword. He's got to be able to swing forward. So they do work. I'm going to continue messing with this one to see if I run into any other problems. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that come all the way in. Hands are on the signature ball peg, so you don't have to worry about the movement on those too much. A little bit of hindrance because of the wrist piece, but that's to be expected. When it comes to the diaphragm, is this better? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me grab. Whoa. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I got a little excited. Okay. Yeah. No, it's the same. It's the same. Okay. I got excited for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. At the diaphragm, leans back about that much. You get a little bit of gapping. Leans forward about that much. Does rock side to side. At the waist, there we are again, man. That horrible waist where he cannot lean forward. Tamashii, we got to fix this, yo. They have made enough of the figures in this line for this to be fixed. There is no reason the articulation at the lower torso or waist should be this limited anymore, yo. And then even turning it side to side is scary. Like, what is going on, man? I've got to call this out, and I'm going to continue calling this out, because if they're going to continue this line and charging us premium prices for these figures, this has got to be better. Like, everything else is fine. So Tamashii, come on now. If you're watching, do better, yo. There's no reason for a swordsman to be limited, especially on a figure that you guys have put out multiple times. Now, anyway, foot goes forward about that much. Our leg goes forward. That's actually really good. Goes back about that much. Does the splits just fine. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that are very effective. Foot goes down about that much, up about that much. Very, very good ankle rocker. I did that. That was my fault. And then he does have a toe hinge. So articulation wise, it's great everywhere except for the lower torso. Like, they've got to do better with the waist pieces on these figures, man. I truly feel like if they fix that, a lot of people will be very, very happy. Now, when it comes to accessories, for the most part, they did cook, but as always, there is that small, tiny bit that leaves this being a tad lackluster. Now, right out of the packaging, he does come with his signature smirk and a pair of fist hands, as he should. He does come with a pair of weapon holding hands. He does come with a pair of relaxed hands. And then he does come with a pair of pointing fingers. Now, this time around, we don't get any trigger hands at all, which is strange because he still comes with a pistol. Now, I know this is based on character design, but this is one thing I want to throw out there. Other companies such as Figma, right? For the most part, their weapons are removable, and even if the character doesn't use that particular accessory, they still include hands for them to be able to use it. And in this case, I feel like every Kaiju number 8 figure should come with a pair of trigger hands, just as an added bonus, man. I mean, these things are $60 figures, so come on. Anyway, he does come with his pouches. He does come with his holsters for his swords. Here are the dual swords, which look outstanding. These are really good. Definitely the highlight of the figure. He does come with 3 other faceplates. One where he's yelling, Obviously, he's in attack mode. Here is where he has both eyes open with a frown. This right here lets you know he is locked in. And then he does come with the facial expression I showed earlier on the packaging, where he's got his gas mask on and he's kind of looking to the side. Would have been cool to get one where he's looking forward also. That would have been great, but it is what it is. He does come with 2 windswept hair pieces, one blowing to the left, one blowing to the right. So that is also cool. And they are different scopes entirely. So that's great. And then he comes with this faceplate for Kaiju number 8, where he's kind of looking down, looking a little nervous. Now, when it comes to this, I think this is dope. He definitely needs a looking down face because he's a very, very tall figure. Now, that being said, I do wish he had one where he was like looking straight down instead of kind of off to the side, just because that would have added another element to that figure, especially since when he's fighting the kaiju killers, they're smaller than him and they're not always to the side of him. They're attacking him from the front. So yeah, that would have been cool to add. That's just a minor gripe though. I do really love this. It looks good. I'm just at this point thinking of ways they can spice this line up. And it's just my own personal opinion. And also, since I'm throwing out my personal opinions, it would have been really dope to get some purple sword slashing effects as well. Again, that's just me. Now, when it comes to the faceplate for Kaiju number 8, I do think this actually looks pretty dang good, man. I do like it. But once again, I think I would have rather them giving us a faceplate where he's just looking straight down. But it is cool to see him kind of looking to the side like that. Now, when it comes to Hoshina, I do want to correct something I got wrong when I discussed the accessories. When it comes to the hairpiece, I thought that he came with 2 bangs swaying at both sides, but I was actually wrong. He comes with 1 set of bangs blowing to the left, and the other piece was actually meant to attach as the back of the hair, and of course Kaiju number 8 would fall. This figure is terrible at standing. Mine is anyway. As you guys can see, the back piece is actually blowing to the side, and so yeah, that's what that other piece was for, and you just pretty much combine these for 1 full added effect. So he has 1 neutral hair and then 1 where it's blowing to the side. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is standing next to the other scouts, and I gotta be honest, these do look really damn good together. First off, you've got him standing next to the SH Figuarts Mina, the SH Figuarts Reno, and then you've also got him standing next to the SH Figuarts Shinomiya. Once again, man, I do think that these look superb together. If they articulated the way that they were supposed to at the midsection and came with a few more accessories, this line would definitely be extremely stellar. Here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts Kaiju number 8, the SH Figuarts Kaiju number 9, and of course an SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. Lastly, here he is standing next to a Jada Toys Street Fighter Ryu, a Figma Jujutsu Kaisen Greatness Satoru Gojo, and of course, the Jakks Pacific Sonic 3 movie, Super Sonic. Had to hit that for y'all real quick. Now, my final thoughts on this guy are the exact same final thoughts I've had on pretty much every other figure that has released from this line. It's good, but it's not great. There are things that could make this figure better, all of which I discussed throughout the entirety of the review. Now, as I did mention, it does seem as if this is going to be the last release in the Kaiju number 8 line, just because as of right now, if you're watching the anime, none of the other characters are that pivotal or that important, and I don't think they're fan favorites enough to the point to where Tamashii Nations is like, okay, we gotta make these. Now, there are some other characters that I definitely think could be made. Whether I see them coming or not, as of right now, no. I definitely think we need to get Kiroku's father, but it's just another release I don't see happening. And then there are some other kaiju that I think they could make. I can't remember whether they got introduced in the anime yet or not, so I'm going to keep that to myself so I don't spoil anything. But yeah, as of right now, it seems as if this line is going to be at a standstill. Any other character I think that we get from this point forward is probably going to be a new sculpt, meaning that I would have some high hopes for them. Kaiju number 8 and Kaiju number 9 are some really good figures. Both have some problems, but not nearly as bad as the Kaiju Killers or the Scouts or in this case, the Vice Admiral. So yeah, overall, I did enjoy this figure, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as that always helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep all of my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.